Hey everybody, welcome to Fit Tip Tuesday. Today I want to answer a subscriber's question about shortening shoulder seam length and adjusting the corresponding sleeve pattern pieces. And I think I even want to maybe go a little bit farther with that topic. It's starting to get cool here in Connecticut, and I think sleeves are going to be on my top of my list in terms of, when I'm doing my new sewing for the season. Sleeveless is going to be, out the door, and we're going to be moving on to sleeves. So this is the perfect time for this question. The question was, if you shorten your shoulder, how much do you have to adjust the sleeve? So I'd like to dive into that and kind of look at what's going on. First, I'm just going to do a quick refresher on how to shorten a shoulder seam. All right, so here's my front. And these are just little tiny pieces so they fit on camera. Let's say we need to shorten our shoulder a 1/2 inch. What you're going to do is, and I'll use a different color. How about if we use purple? I'm going to draw a horizontal guideline through the pattern, but underneath the neckline. Because if you don't need to adjust your neckline, you're going to want to do it underneath the neckline. So I'm going to draw it right here. And then I'm also going to draw a vertical line in the middle of my shoulder. Okay, so we want to shorten the shoulder a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to draw a 1/2 inch guideline right next to it like this. Then I'm going to cut on one vertical line and then across the horizontal line. So to shorten, what we're going to do is we're just going to slide this in that 1/2 inch and tape it in place. Okay, so now our shoulder is a 1/2 inch narrower, and we've got this little situation where we have to true up the sleeve, the armhole here. So what I like to do is find the middle, okay, and then I like to I like to trim away the bottom and then add a little bit to the top, because you kind of want to maintain a similar shape. So see what I'm doing? I'm sort of splitting the difference and creating that kind of shape. And of course, you can use your French curve to really get it nice. Okay. All right, so there's my new armhole and my shortened shoulder. Now the question becomes, did I change the length of my armhole? Because if I didn't, then I don't need to change the sleeve. So I'm sort of getting to the answer to the question. Of course, you're going to want to repeat this adjustment to the back. Okay, so you would draw your vertical and horizontal line, slide that one in as well. And I think just to keep it nice and clear, I'm just going to do that to this one too. So here's my my horizontal, my vertical. Oh, and then let me just make my 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to cut this out like this. Okay, and I'm just going to slide it in. Let me just put some tape. Okay. And again, we're going to just do the same thing we did. We're going to add a little and take away a little to true that up. Okay. All right, so we haven't adjusted our sleeve. We have just taken in the shoulder. What we're going to do is let's measure and see if we actually changed the length of the armhole. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from my shoulder to my horizontal slash line, and I get approximately 3 inches. 3 inches for the original, and guess what? I get the same 3 inches for the adjusted one. If I measure the original, let's just measure to the notch in this case. So let me measure from the notch up. I get 1 3/4. So my original was 1 3/4. And then my adjusted is also 1 3/4. So basically what that's showing us is shortening the shoulder does not require any adjustment to the sleeve. So that answers the subscriber's question. So I hope you're watching. Now what I want to do is show you an adjustment that may require you to change your sleeve. Let's say we have to change the slope of the shoulder. Let's say we have to actually pick it up on the sleeve side. Okay, so let's say we have to pick it up 1/4 of an inch to get it to sit right on your shoulder. So we would redraw it like this. Okay, so now you can see what we've done here is we've actually added 1/4 of an inch to our back armhole in addition to changing the slope of the shoulder. And then if we needed to do it in the front as well, like let's say we needed to, do it in the front as well, we're actually lengthening our armhole 1/4 in the front and the back. In that case, you would need to adjust your sleeve, and I just want to show you quickly how to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to draw a line somewhere between your notches and the top of the sleeve cap, maybe 1/2 inch above the notches. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to slash on that line. Okay, I'm gonna add some paper here. All right, and then we just want to remind ourselves we added 1/4 inch in the front and 1/4 inch in the back to that armhole by raising the slope of the shoulder at the sleeve or armhole edge. We did it in the front and the back. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to add 1/4 inch all the way across. Okay, and then we're going to put this back on. And really, it would help, before I cut it, I should have had my grain line drawn on here, because then I could just easily, line up the grain line. Okay, so make sure you have a grain line on your pattern so you can match it back up. But now you can see what we've done is we've actually added 1/4 inch to the back sleeve cap and the front sleeve cap. Okay, and that adjusts the sleeve to match that adjustment where we changed the slope. Now it can also happen that you may need to adjust either the front or the back shoulder, but not both. And if that's the case, you would split the amount in half. So let's say for some reason we just needed to add 1/4 inch to the back, but not the front. In that case, you would just spread this pattern 1/8 of an inch. So you would cut it in half because you'd have 1/8 over here and 1/8 over here. So that's how you adjust your sleeve to fit an adjusted shoulder if you add to the length of the armhole. And if you are just shortening your shoulder, you shouldn't have to make that adjustment because the amount of change in the actual armhole isn't enough to increase or decrease the length of the measurement. So this is sort of a quickie fit adjustment Q&A today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on Friday for FabFit Friday. I'll be streaming live with some sort of fun topic, so I hope you'll join me then at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next Tuesday for another Fit Tip Tuesday.